What's happening, people? It's budget week again. Now, I say week, it's a working week, it's 5 days. We're going to try and get 5 days worth of food for me for £1 per meal. So, £15 total budget, 5 days, 5 different supermarkets. Today is day one, and you guys are going to come to Tesco's with me, and we're going to get a day one budget. Now, to make it a little bit more interesting than just me having £3 a pound a meal, I'm actually going to give myself a budget of £5 today, which is day one at Tesco's. However, tomorrow will be £4, day 3 will be £3, day 4 will be £2, and day 5 will be £1. So this should get harder and harder, and we're going to have to think about it a little bit more the longer this week goes on, and use what we've got left from the earlier days of the budget challenge. That's the plan anyway. Mix it up. So we're going to see 5 different supermarkets. Today we're off to Tesco's, so I'll send you to Dino now, who's outside Tesco's. So that's the haul. £4.99. Not too shabby, I don't think. We've got 2 kilograms worth of potatoes, which I think will last us for the week. It should do, right? It's going to be a staple of this week, isn't it? Potatoes and carbs. As you saw, I had to swap my carrots. I had them 2 magnificent carrots, and I've ended up with these 3 little ones. But they only cost me 12 pence, remember? 12 pence. We've got an onion coming in at 18 pence on its own, but there's so much you can do with onions. I've got a loaf of Gary Neville bread, 45p, bargain. Crumpets, which I'll be having tomorrow morning for my breakfast, this is actually filmed the day before I'm eating the day one, so I'm going to skip to day one very soon. I got some curry sauce. Now this stuff was actually 45 pence, but it was 3 for 2. So you could have got pasta sauce and then got 1 free. So you could have 3, or you get 3 of these curries for 90p. So it could have been 30. You can get this down to 30 pence. So when you are on a budget, and obviously this is aimed at people budgeting, that might be something that you could do. I'm just trying to stick to a little challenge, £5. We've got beans, chopped tomatoes, a pack of 45 pence noodles, but I'm not going to have them as noodles. Watch this space. And of course, fish fingers. So it's going to be, well, I'm going to come back tomorrow and you guys are going to see it in just a minute. So as if by magic, good morning. Welcome to Budget Week Day 1. I know you've seen a bit of all yesterday. Let me just put some better lights on in here. Oh, there we go. I know you've seen a bit of shopping yesterday, so this is the first meal of the first day. Obviously, we'll keep it short and sweet. You don't need to see me make these, do you? But I'm having 2 crumpets and a cup of tea. And I'm also making a cup of tea to go in my little thermos flask while I go for a little wander with the dog. So we might as well just skip to dinner time, haven't we? When I'll be dressed. Yeah. This is all I've got. So, crumpets and a brew. See you at dinner time. I just realised that I forgot to tell you guys that I've got some staples that I can use. So I'm not going to go out and buy another butter, or I've got like pasta and things like that, and I've got lots of rice. You can buy bags of rice. I'm not sure if I'm going to use any of that, but I am going to be able to use like my oil and butter, and I'm not including drinks or anything. So yeah, I forgot. I just think I forgot to mention that. So these crumpets are in the toaster now, so like I say, I can have butter on my crumpets, or utterly butterly, whatever Mrs. Dino's been buying, with my cup of tea, without that coming out of the budget. And then oil, got a staple covered here, oil and flour, things like that. I mean, I probably won't use any flour, I'll be honest, but we'll see. Right, see you at dinner time. I'm going to have a couple of crumpets and walk the dog. It's lunchtime. Now, obviously you've seen the haul, so you know I'm a bit varied on what I can and can't have today, because there's something significant missing from this day one haul, but that's because I've got all week, remember. So we're going to keep it simple at lunchtime. Beans on bread. No, start that again. Beans on toast. So we're going to put half a tin of beans, 2 or 3 slices of bread, and we'll have beans on toast for lunch. Very simple, and obviously you're going to know what's coming at tea time, aren't you? So take a look at this beans on toast, same as every other beans on toast you've ever seen, probably apart from an absolute steal. And then we'll see you at tea time. A lot of juice in this Stockwell's baked beans. That seems to be a lot, that. And I'm going to cook the whole tin and save the second half for later on. Okay, so this Gary Neville bread, Neville's HW Neville's, there's 22 slices, so there's 20 normal slices and 2 crusts. Now I don't mind a crust, but 20, we'll go on 20 slices. That gives us an average of 4 slices of bread per day. Now obviously we're not going to be using 4 slices of bread, but you know, if you need a sandwich in the morning and a sandwich at dinner time, you can have both, and it's 45p that loaf. It's not too bad. We're going to have 2 slices and a crust on this one, so we're down to 19 slices of bread after this. It will get harder as the week goes on. Right, it's about done. I'm just going to put that in the toaster. The beans are done, cooked low and slow as always, and we'll be using the rest, or some more of them, later on. So I'll look at this beans on toast, and I will catch you at tea time. So it's tea time. Probably the worst kept secret of this video, this day one video, is what's for tea, because it's the only possible thing to have for tea, really, isn't it? Fish fingers. So we've got the beans remaining from earlier, the other half of the tin, or just under half of a tin. We've got 2 kilograms of baking potatoes, so it's just for me this, like I say, so I'm just going to use one of these potatoes. And there is 10 fish fingers in here, so I think I'm going to go for 3 fish fingers. That's not too bad, is it? You could have many more than 3, but we're going to have 3. 3 fish fingers, chips and beans. And we could have it again another day, or a fish finger sandwich or something. There's probably going to be food left after the end of this week, because I'm trying to give you some sort of variation, but inevitably I will have to reuse some things as the budget goes down. So I will peel one of these spuds. This one will do. Make some chips. I'm going to deep fat fry the chips in the chip pan. Bang them in the air fryer. probably just reheat the beans from earlier, and that's it. You could even add a couple of slices of bread. I'm not going to today because I've still got 4 days to go, so I might need my bread. So I'll cook all this. You don't need to see it cooking. You've seen me peel a potato before. They're going in the air fryer. I don't know if I've actually had them before, but we'll give them a go. So take a look at this sauce. It's not sausage. You've got sausage on the brain. Fish fingers, chips, and beans. So the reason I like baking potatoes is because you get plenty of chips out of just one potato. Probably going to be too much for just one person, but I'm sure Mrs. Dino will help me with some homemade chips. This is just one baking potato. I'm not sure how many's in that pack, in that 2 kilogram bag, but there's going to be absolutely loads of chips here. So we'll get them in the fryer. Okay, so that is my tea. That's day 1 over. 3 meals done. Now, we have obviously got a lot of food left, but what was missing today really? Meat. I didn't have no meat, so I've got to rectify that tomorrow. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow for day number 2, and I've got a £4 budget. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to spoil the surprise of which supermarket I'm going to, but you'll find out tomorrow. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the this epic week. It's just going to get harder and harder. But what meat can you get for £4? And I'm also going to need to replace my beans, maybe get some other veg. I think I've only got carrot and onion, so we're going to need to work some magic. £4 tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Did somebody say just... What's happening, people? Back in the kitchen again. Hope you're all fantastic. Would be special. Wouldn't buy that again.